In an article in the Journal of the Royal Dutch Medical Association, 2 ethicists and a doctor suggest 10 rules of advice to patients who want to have a euthanasia. For example, be verbally gifted but be humble. Do not make a depressed impression on your doctor. If you still enjoy your hobbies, don't mention them. Stress the seriousness of your physical suffering, etc. According to an RDMA survey published last year, 70% of physicians in the Netherlands experience pressure to perform euthanasia, and 64% are of the opinion that the pressure has increased. Now, in normal life, any person has a right to do anything that is not unlawful. Consequently, doctors will have a right to perform euthanasia under the given conditions. This right to kill is among the most peculiar elements of the bill. To kill means the intentional, direct, and irreversible act removes a person from the community of the living. Even on request, such a decision should always remain the exception. Given the intrinsically problematic ethical character of killing, I think it is desirable that Bill C14 contains unambiguous conscience protection for healthcare professionals.
Let me start at the end with you, Professor Boer. You said that there was considerable pressure that doctors are feel in the Netherlands to perform this. Are there any conscientious objection provisions in the Dutch law?
That is not needed, because euthanasia in principle is a punishable act. So nobody can ever be obliged to perform something that is an extreme emergency.
But you said in your testimony that there's an increasing percentage of doctors who feel the pressure to perform this. Why is that?
Thank you for that question. The former health minister, Theo Boer, who was a liberal and who introduced the law, she has insisted from the very beginning that all healthcare professionals are free in doing or not doing euthanasia, and she also resented, she was killed tragically a year ago, she resents the development that doctors are held morally obligated to perform euthanasia. So I would say that it is in despite of the law that we have that there is a strong societal pressure. Thank you for that question. Let me just add that we have had the conscientious objection in the Netherlands also from institutions. For example, my research, I know that from all the cases of euthanasia, there was not one Muslim on 41,000 cases. So why would we oblige a Muslim nursing home to provide that kind of care? I don't see it, and I think it's a matter of a tolerating society that you know that this house will not provide this kind of help, and that you'll have to make your arrangements and go to another one. I think we have autonomous citizens and they know what institution to choose.
Going back to, and just to clarify from my point, item that Mr. Nicholson was talking about in terms of pressure doctors are feeling, is that pressure that's societal pressure and pressure from patients? Is that the pressure of which you're speaking?
Is that a question to me again?
Yes.
Thank you. It's both, basically. Which I think there's a general pressure of society which so to speak, sees euthanasia, sees death as the best solution to very severe suffering. So what I see is that there is the pressure on doctors in the way that I've read in many dossiers, where patients say, "Doctor, I have seen the documentary on television. Euthanasia for my kind of patients is now allowed, so you'd better do it." So that's a direct pressure from patients. Then there's a second pressure, and that's of course the pressure from relatives. And I do understand that, because for relatives, the suffering of someone who is a beloved, to see his or her suffering may be just as traumatizing for them as the suffering that the patient has to undergo himself. So for example, the end-of-life clinic that has been established in the Netherlands that now has about 450 euthanasia cases a year. In my research, it has become clear that in 60% of the cases, it was the family members who bring the patient to the clinic in order to be helped. So, yes, there's a strong pressure, I think, and then maybe a third sort of pressure, and that is the internalized pressure of a patient. I have seen 1 in about 10 cases where the patient motivates his euthanasia request on the basis that he wants to save his relatives from having to see his suffering. And what you see is that the relatives in that case, they do not put opposition to that observation of the patient. They rather say, well, that is very friendly of you, and we may find a way to have you have euthanasia. Whereas I would say that the natural reaction of family members to such a motivation would be, no, please, mother, don't ask euthanasia because it's too much for us, because it's your life and we will do whatever. You see?